So, this is the NFL Week 9 2024 Sunday scores. Talk about what my thoughts on the games. So, let's talk about the Sunday noon games. First, the CBS noon games. Miami at Buffalo. Miami coming with Tua Tagovailoa back from injury, and he's back. And he played last week, but this week he was fully back. And and they played well with him. However, just a 60 Tyler Bass kicked a 16-year-old late. It's 5 seconds left in the game to win it, and that's the only thing that hurt them. Otherwise, it would have been a solid game for the Miami. It was a solid game for Buffalo too. Just late kicks, sometimes that's how it goes in this NFL, especially in the NFL. They're tight competitive, like back and forth. A lot of these games are. That's how it was. And Raven. It was a pretty solid game for both sides. It's just that the Bills, they'll need tough divisional matchup. AFC East, tough divisional matchup. The Dolphins might not be going anywhere this season because of the injury, but last couple games did prove that they were playing solid football though. And Dolphins, but they have to have a stretch where they go like a bunch in a row though. They have to, but if they go like to 8 losses, they're out though. The Ravens 6-3. Lamar Jackson 68 and 23 touchdowns. Derrick Henry 23 carries, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. Flowers had 5 receptions, 5 catches for 226 yards, and 2 touchdowns. For the receiving for Denver, CSUN 7 catches, 120 yards. B-Nets had 19 of 33, 223 interception. So they did not play very well on offense, especially at third. That they really didn't, and they really put on them in the especially in that second quarter, especially late. In that third quarter, they built that momentum, so it was good for them. The Ravens proved, showed that Baltimore showed that Denver is not. I mean, not that great of a team, and they really haven't beaten no one of note. I mean, maybe Tampa Bay, that's it. Yet, the team to really beat them note. So, and they proved it in that one. Why they're soft football team. We have LA Chargers beat Cleveland. Cleveland is without Deshaun Watson on the season, and they really showed it. Cleveland, and they really showed it on offense for Cleveland. They really showed it. I mean that they were decent, but just couldn't get a touch on them until late in the game. They couldn't get a touch on. That's what hurt them. That's what did hurt. That's what hurt them. So we will see. But I mean, he needs that. He needs a big momentum. But regardless of who it is, who they're playing against, they really need a big momentum boost. Especially next week, playing either team in the Titans. They need a momentum boost going into the chart, going in the Cincinnati, Baltimore, Atlanta, Kansas City. They're winning a bunch of big games. So they need this win. They need that win, especially to build momentum towards like um some tough games in the AFC that could change like the playoff picture in the AFC and in the NFC with the Falcons. That is momentum. So we have New Orleans at Carolina. New Orleans. We had Derek Carr came back. However, Bryce Young was. They thought Bryce Young was willing to go. Was that because Eddie Dalton get hurt? No, I guess he did play against the Broncos. Did he play against the Commanders? No, I see. That's why Andy Dalton did not play very well in that game. That explains it. So, and they tried, but that was a big win for Carolina over the New Orleans. Carolina, both teams. Carolina, I thought New Orleans was going to win just because Derek Carr came back and you thought he's better. I thought, okay, maybe if they're back, New Orleans will be better. But actually, Carolina stunned them. It was actually kind of surprising, but despite having less first downs, less time position, less yards, they stunned them. The big win for Carolina in that one to get some momentum going. I don't think neither team probably not really going to go anywhere in the playoffs, go anywhere towards the playoffs. But the Las Vegas and Cincinnati. Now we're getting into the Fox games. Your Fox early window games. And this, we just did see this. Now here's the Fox early window games. Gardner Minshew, an offense, he only went to 17, 124 yards. And 9 to 36, Myers, 8 reset catches for 105 yards. So he was mostly catching for Minshew, but he did well enough, I guess, early, but staying at but that third quarter, that second half, since they really took it on them. They didn't score a whole lot, really, to much of that third quarter. They had a 14-point quickly in halfway through the third. And we have Washington beat New York NY Giants. And that was a big win for Washington. Washington was despite they not playing yes, they didn't play like a solid team, but they've played a solid team though this year. They played Cincinnati it was on a bit of a losing streak. But Cincinnati is not a bad team though. They played Baltimore, but just lost by 7. So they have a good big matchup against. They have 2 big matchups against Pennsylvania teams. One against the Pittsburgh, one against Philadelphia. One against Pittsburgh on Sunday and CBS, and one against Philadelphia next the 14th, week 11, Thursday in the Amazon game. So it's going to be a big one. So I see Washington winning this. I saw Washington winning that one. That was a huge win for Washington to be 7-2. They are not the best record in the NFC. The only reason is they haven't had their off game yet. Their off time where they go, so, but they haven't, so there's times where a lot of teams play, but their off game is like the absolute last time they can have it, so week 14, so, and then there's like coming in this season, week 13, they don't have any because of the Thanksgiving games and Black Friday, and then they have like some weeks where they have 6 teams coming up, where they have a few teams like 2, 4, kind of do it where they space out where they have like 2, 4 teams not playing. But then they have it where there's 6, teams playing. They have week 8 where there's no teams playing in by, so they extend it, or a lot, so. But it was a big win for Washington. They need that win over. They didn't necessarily need it. I mean, that would have been a bad loss, but this proves though, that being tight. They're having the most wins in the FC. They have one more loss than Detroit, who's 7-1. But this is a solid Washington team. Dallas at Atlanta. Dallas is not who we thought they were. And this Atlanta led Kirk Cousins being the quarterback for Atlanta is actually really solid. It really worked out well for them. It really has. People thought, oh, maybe Kirk Cousins isn't as good as he used to be. Maybe with the Vikings. People thought that. But no, Kirk Cousins is a solid, has been solid for them. They have been solid. For them. And that's just showed, that Atlanta. I mean, Dak Prescott was injured this game, so we'll see if Dallas goes anywhere. But I had Atlanta win this one, and told ya, Atlanta's that good of a team. Atlanta is a solid football team. Very solid squad. They are a solid team. 6-3, one of the best records in the NFC. They are not the best overall record. They are in a game behind the Lions of Washington, or the Detroit Washington. But Atlanta is a solid team. At 6-3. Tennessee. I can't remember if I knew Atlanta or Tennessee. But I do not remember, but Tennessee does win 2017. And neither team, I mean, their defense is more of a defensive game. However, it was Tennessee running the ball most of that overtime. And then it was New England's possession. And they finally got it. They showed the overtime in the Fox. The game that I said was Dallas at Atlanta because my team, Minnesota, wasn't playing on Sunday at all on Sunday, so local team. And then they showed this one as bonus scourge. And Tennessee just ran the ball down there, and they just couldn't stop them until late. And they had to kick a field goal, They had to. Especially when Sabat snaps. Their center was hurt. But they did it, They managed to make it. And then they threw it deep. Drake May threw it deep, and in a couple plays in, and that was the whole game for Tennessee. Tennessee won, or felt win, but good win for Tennessee. Even other teams kind of struggling, it helps you build that momentum. At least And Kyler Murray didn't really play as super well. However, he 13 of 20, 150 yards. Jay Connor, 18 for 118 rushes, carries. Williams went 22 for 270 yards. Neither team played like the best, but now we're getting into 4 or 5 Eastern time games on CBS, the CBS single window. But it's the late CBS single window. We get the late game, the 4 or 5 Eastern time game. And man, this was a good game for Arizona. Chicago, however, just did not play well. I mean, neither did Arizona. Arizona didn't play much impressive with it. Impressive, just a big run. And some more rushes from the running backs, but I mean, so neither quarterback was solidly impressive, but the Arizona did what they had to do to win. They won kind of ugly, That's what that was. Jacksonville at Philadelphia. This was the game that was going to be the NBC Sunday Night Football game until they flexed in. The NFL flexed in Indianapolis at Minnesota, and each network could keep a game. And the CBS decided to keep Denver at Baltimore, and Fox decided to keep Detroit at Green Bay, which I knew that was going to be the big game when I want to pick anyways, but CBS had the right to keep one too. And there's Jacksonville at Philadelphia got moved to CBS, so they just flip-flop games. Like CBS and NBC would trade, or Fox, NBC, or Fox and ESPN, or CBS and ESPN would trade games, Like the networks would trade games. And this was in the 4 or 5 Eastern. And since they probably was originally going to be on Sunday, that's probably why it's in the late window. Sunday night, that's why it was in the late afternoon window. And this is a team, Jacksonville did not get much going until the third quarter, but they had some good defense for a return. But then they got a 4-yard touchdown run. However, it was a good game for Philadelphia. I mean, it wasn't the best. They let Jacksonville come back into it, but just a little better team than the record shows. I think they are. However, though, maybe their left tackle getting traded. Trevor Lawrence had the best game also. Maybe he's not playing so with the new left tackle, because they traded away their left tackle. Maybe because they're in tank mode. I don't know. Who knows? They traded at Green Bay. This was Fox America's Game of the Week. And this was a big one. Detroit just first quarter, Green Bay had it. Then there was a touchdown. In the first quarter, Green Bay had one long possession. They took almost 8 minutes, using 8 minutes of clock. And so the Lions, they had one that took over 7 minutes. 7 minutes. The rest of 7 minutes, 6 seconds, and the 4 seconds in the second quarter. And after that, they just were dominant, especially on the interception return, and that field goal, and then a run that started the third. third possession in the third quarter. So, and then the fourth quarter, they just held them for the most part. I mean, they let them come back a little bit, get a little false hope, but they played really solid. But Detroit did, and despite them not playing their best, Detroit not playing their best, and they didn't need to, though, they really didn't need to. I mean, and they just, did what they had to win. And then it was had 2 games, and they considered the late afternoon window America's Game of the Week. And America's Game of the Week, the National America's Game of the Week was maybe they only consider America's Game of the Week like the one that's mostly nationally televised. However, or sometimes I've seen it used interchangeably though with other team, with other games I have. This is America's Game of the Week, the secondary America's Game of the Week in the America's Game of the Week slot. However, it was just mainly shown in like most of California, not all of California, but a good chunk of California, some of Oregon that are Seattle fans, and the areas in Los Angeles or in California and the Los Angeles area for the LA Rams fans. And this was they showed this with 2 minutes to go in the fourth. It was on bonus coverage. This is a bonus coverage game. However, LA Rams were down 7 with 2, or up 7 with 2 minutes to go. And they had to punt the ball, with like a little over 2 minutes to, like about 2 minutes to go. And then they kicked, and then Seattle was able to get it going, and score a touchdown. But then LA Rams just could not get nothing going. In that one drive, they just went up for it, had a punt it, and then Seattle just took a knee, and then Seattle couldn't get nothing in their possession in overtime. And LA Rams got something going in their possession in overtime, and they won. And so that's how it ended. And this was a good game pivotal game for the LA Rams, especially in a competitive NFC West division. NFC West is pretty competitive. They are 4-4 in the NFC West. So, Seattle is 4-5 in the NFC West. So, all the teams are either 5-4 in the case of Arizona, 4-5 in the case of Seattle, which they have another bye week, and neither has Arizona. And then San Francisco had their bye week this week, and LA Rams already had their bye week, so 4-4. Same with San Francisco. And there's one team that's 4-5 in Seattle and 5-4 in Arizona. So very competitive NFC West, despite the records are not. I mean, they're not like the cream of the best of the best near the top, but. And then we got the Colts at Indianapolis, at Minnesota. Joe Flacco did not play well in this game whatsoever. The first drive of the game, the first possession of the game for Indianapolis, the first drive was a good one, but they had a fumble. Snap. I mean, it wasn't a bad snap, and then they had to throw it to him on the handoff, and it was just a bad handoff, like throw or receive or whatever, and that's what cost them, And then they had not a lot of momentum in that first half. They only had a fumble return. It was a hit to the head and Cinderella should have been called back for roughing, or roughness or roughing the like roughing the quarterback or whatever. But nope, they didn't call it. They picked up the flag. But then in Minnesota, however, bad news for Indianapolis. They missed the field goal in the second quarter. And then Minnesota missed 2 field goals with Will Reichard. Will Reichard did not have any misses this season, and there was a reason though. The reason is because he had a thigh injury. They said he had a thigh injury. He suffered a thigh injury in those kicks in the first quarter. In the second quarter, he suffered a thigh injury, and that's what. And then he had to go out. And then the third quarter, the first one he was okay. Then he really got sore. Really got sore in that second kick in the third quarter. The second extra point he had to do in the third quarter in the kickoff. And then it was close in the fourth. They made it close, as you can see right here. However, they gave Sam Darnold threw interception to the Colts. The Colts only got a couple yards on that position, and they're like, okay, if they can let the Colts score a field goal or minimum, we're happy, the minimum, and that was what they did. And then they had somewhere they didn't really score back and forth. And then finally, Minnesota stopped Indianapolis, and then they ran the ball. Most of it, they threw a little bit. Then in the final, on the touchdown, they threw it instead of running for it. That would have been the game, even if they would have gotten the back of it, or not scored a touchdown, but just staying balance, ran the timeout, it would have been game over. But then instead they ended up scoring. I'm not sure if they tried falling down in bounds. But either way, Josh Allen scored a touchdown to seal the game. The Matt Gay kicked the field goal late. Joe Flacco got sacked 3 times, and they had no timeouts. They used him on defense. So that was the game, and that was a good one. Indianapolis didn't need this win. They would have been a game behind Houston if Indianapolis would have won. And despite being swept, and especially coming into some tough games. They're coming into some tough games, so. But then they got a stretch of some winnable games also. And they were just being in there. Joe Flacco was banging around a lot. He was confused a lot by the defense. That defense really confused him. Maybe they line up with 4 with blitz, and then they only send 4. So it rushes you, and then 4. You might only send 3, 4, but then it's more of a blitz. So you're not for sure, And so yeah, it was a tough win. It was a tough grind out win for the Minnesota. So they ended up doing just enough, especially in that third quarter. Got 2 touchdowns, and then in the fourth quarter they got a touchdown late, and then they sealed the deal, and that's all they needed. And then Tampa Bay at Kansas City still tomorrow on Monday Night Football, but I still think Kansas City is going to win. However, if Tampa Bay were to end up upsetting Kansas City, that'd be a huge upset. But maybe LA Chargers beat Kansas City. That game. The game, it's either Buffalo, most likely Buffalo, or at home against LA Chargers, or at home against Houston on the Saturday game. And the reason why there's 2 games on that Saturday beforehand is because the teams that are playing on the Wednesday games on the Netflix Christmas Day games, they're playing Saturday because it's like Saturday to Wednesday, like it's a instead of like a Sunday to Thursday night, it's like a Saturday to Wednesday. Same of days, so it's like playing on like a Thursday night football. You got Kansas City at Pittsburgh. I could see Kansas City losing in that one too. So we got 4 probably losable games. Games I think they could lose to. So we'll see how it goes. But so if they don't, maybe if they win those big games, this season they really play. I mean, they play a couple good teams, but some good teams, but they just have one Purdy. So we'll see though if they can win the play. Maybe they don't win those ugly wins. They can finally have some better wins there, like close wins or ugly ones. Uglier wins. That's kind of scary though, Kansas City, But everyone knows that Detroit's regarded as the best offense league, the best team in the league. But, I mean, Kansas City is still the best team in the league, yes. Yes, their record-wise. But I think Detroit's a little bit better than them. But, we'll see though. If once they play, another tough test against Buffalo on the road, a really tough test, we'll see if they're all that